RiverBender.com's live coverage of today's game is brought to you by Professional Independent Insurance Agents, Roberts Ford, the value store since 1949, Gerard Fisher, American Family Insurance, all your protection under one roof, Alton Memorial Hospital, the best health care close to home, Tom Lane State Farm, your good neighbor agent in the Riverbend, and Weber Granite City Chevrolet. Buy American.
I spoke with assistant coach Rory Fox earlier this evening. He told me they weren't quite sure what to expect out of Roosevelt. They knew that they had some very athletic kids from some film they had watched last year, and he was just hoping that tonight the Redbirds could hit the boards hard, get the rebounds, depend on a little bit on Tony Bradley in the middle there, and get things rolling and get off to a good start.
Well, it's going to be an interesting season. Last year, a lot of close calls, and it even started here in this tournament, as we'll talk about, when Alton won a game by 2. They lost 2 other games by 2 points. They blew out a team from Chicago, and they weren't really sure who was going to be in this Redbird Tip-Off Classic. They had a couple of Chicago teams that they were maybe counting on a little bit, and as it turned out, kind of late in the game, these 2 St. Louis teams coming in, Roosevelt and Vashon. Now, we all know about Vashon in basketball, but Mount Vernon no longer here, and we still have Belleville East here in this tournament. They were a winner tonight over Vashon. We'll talk about that more as we go along, too. Belleville East still here, and Carbondale still here. They have a great basketball tradition as well, so it's going to be an exciting week.
Yeah, they're definitely going to have to make their free throws. They're going to have to box out real well, hit the boards hard, get the rebounds. They're going to need good guard play tonight out of Lumpkins and Knight. They can't turn the ball over. Need to get it inside to the big boys. And the good thing, as you mentioned about last year and all the close games, especially in this particular tournament, is that all these kids were playing in those games. They have that experience of being in those tough, close games, and hopefully that'll translate into a little bit more consistency, a little bit more confidence, and some smoother play here in 2009.
Compare a well-equipped Lexus ES to a well-equipped Buick LaCrosse. Get inside each and see what you find. If perfection is what you pursue, this might just change your course. Meet the new class of world class. The 2010 LaCrosse from Buick. May the best car win.
Your kids now have kids of their own. I'm State Farm Agent Tom Lane. With just a simple gift, your grandchildren may experience a lifetime of life insurance. Give me a call at 377-8912 in Bethalto to discuss the many options that are available to provide your grandchildren with a gift of life. For great products and service that are available 7 days a week, 24 hours a day, call me, Tom Lane, at 377-8912.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
And with Brian Lewis, Brent Birkeland here with you with Alton Redbirds basketball, ready for a brand new season of Riverbend basketball here on the Big Z with not only the Redbirds, but Shells, Oilers, CM Eagles, Marquette Explorers, Hyasaw Birds, and much, much more as we roll through the basketball season. And here come the Alton Redbirds making their way back onto the floor with, I guess the fans will notice sooner or later, some new unis this year. Uniforms are brand new for the Redbirds.
Yeah, I haven't got a chance to actually see the jerseys yet, but I like those silver shooting shirts they've got out there right now. Look like the platinum silver color with the red lettering across it. They look sharp out there. I hope that the game itself, that they play as well as they look out there right now, Brent. There's no doubt as you look at this roster top to bottom that the Alton Redbirds have much more height than the Roosevelt Rough Riders. But on the bench for Roosevelt, they do have 6'6" senior Dante Hill, who will be coming off the bench some for the Rough Riders. And if you get him into the game with Hatton at 6'6" and 6'4", it could pose some problems. But as long as this starting 5 is on the court for Roosevelt, Alton should have an advantage on the rebounds as the game goes on.
Yeah, we'll see how the rebounds go because that's a big part of any game, obviously. You miss shots, you got to get the rebound, whether you're on the offensive end, the defensive end. And right now the starters being announced for the Alton Redbirds, and it's Montanez Knight, 5'8" senior guard. Mikkel Lumpkins, a 5'8" senior guard. Lumpkins will control the basketball quite a bit this year. He'll have it in his hands quite a bit. Tony Bradley, number 23, he's a 6'3", center, junior center. And at the forwards, the slasher, Levon McDouglar. Wide wingspan for McDouglar. He's a 6'3" senior forward. And then Dorian Scruggs, spot-up shooter, and he can put the ball on the floor, too. We saw a lot of him last year. Scruggs, a 6'1" junior forward guard, and he wears number 25 for the Redbirds.
The thing I like about this front line for the Redbirds is you got a mix of players. You got McDouglar, who'll slash his way to the rim, get in the paint, get the short shots. You got Scruggs, who'll pull up from 12 to 15 feet on you. And then you got Bradley, who can do a little bit of both. And it's 6'3", 6'3", and 6'1". They should pose a lot of trouble for the front line of Roosevelt, who goes 5'10", 5'10", and 6'4".
Why is Roberts Motors #1 in Ford certified pre-owned sales in the St. Louis Metro East?
Visit the 169-point inspection all our vehicles go through.
Maybe it's because we've been doing it for over 60 years.
Or is it the large selection we keep in stock at all times?
Personally, I think the answer is all the above. Stop in today and see. Nobody does pre-owned better than Roberts Motors.
Roberts Motors, your hometown dealer for over 60 years in Alton, Illinois, or on the web at RiverBender.com.
To-do lists rarely need more to do. So, at American Family, we offer a variety of products at affordable prices with the convenience of a single agent. From auto and homeowners to business and life insurance. This is Gerard Fisher with American Family Insurance. Give me a call at 466-7062.
American Family Insurance.
And as always, when they're here with us, we'd like to tip our cap to RiverBender.com. Dan Gonzalez running the camera up here in the bird's nest with us. We are getting ready for the Redbirds and the Roosevelt Rough Riders. A lot of red out there. Roosevelt in their red uniforms trimmed in the white. Redbirds wearing their home white uniforms here on their home court. And we get ready with Bradley tipping things off against their big man, Hatton. And the tip won by Roosevelt, and we're underway. Roosevelt ball, it's Deontay Harris with it. Back to number 1, Brandon Criss. Criss driving right side, top of the key, gives to Lovejoy. Now to number 0, that's Ronnie Chapman. Chapman dumps it down low, some help defense, and underneath, big body, but they miss the layup. Hatton, but there's an offensive rebound by a guard getting in there.
Yeah, Deontay Harris did a good job getting to that ball coming off the rim, keeping possession for the Rough Riders.
And Roosevelt will get another chance. 0 for 1 from the field on really a layup underneath. Hatton made some room for himself, but he missed it. Now down underneath, shot off the glass, no, and Hatton on the weak side looks like he's over the back, and Hatton is. That's a foul on Roosevelt as they blocked him out on the weak side.
Yeah, he came over the back of Mikel Lumpkins there. Lumpkins is about 5-6 inches shorter than Hatton, and it looked a lot worse than what it was just because of the size difference, but he definitely came over Lumpkins' back for the ball.
Last couple of years, the Alton Redbirds guards have done a great job rebounding. It doesn't matter if they're 5'6", 5'8", 5'10", they've been able to rebound a lot. Scruggs, top of the key, missed it off the back iron, the shot too long, and rebound Roosevelt, one and done for the Redbirds. We're scoreless, 1 minute into the game here. Brandon Criss, and there's a foul away from the ball, an illegal pick it looked like out high, and that's going to be Hatton again. It'll be 2 quick ones on Hatton now.
Yeah, that first one was definitely a foul. That one there you could put in the ticky-tack department there. They called them moving screens, so Hatton a little bit frustrated at this point.
6:40 to go, first quarter. They kick it to McDouglar. McDouglar looking for help. Lumpkins lost it, but a bump there as he got the baseline, and Lovejoy did not cut off the baseline, and Lovejoy will pick up team foul number 3 for Roosevelt, and they need to put a sub in there now, and here comes Hill at 6'6", as you mentioned.
Yeah, Hill's not as wide as Hatton, but he's 2 or 3 inches taller and very athletic.
Inside to Scruggs and up and in on the inbounds. Good play there, and Scruggs with a bucket.
Nice touch by Scruggs with the left hand off the glass and in.
The lefty puts it in and makes it 2-0. Redbirds over Roosevelt. Roosevelt High from St. Louis. 2 minutes into the game. You're in tune to WBGZ Alton. About 8:05, and there's a travel down the side of the lane by Lovejoy, the forward. He walked.
Hey, he hopped just a little bit before he put that ball on the court. Good call there by the official.
Head coach Steve Hall pacing in front of the Roosevelt bench. Head coach Lane Bennett standing in front of the Alton bench. Bradley lost it. Now Lumpkins will knock it off of the defender. Out of bounds it goes, and it's still Alton ball. Heads up play there by Lumpkins.
Yeah, very smart play by number 3 there, throwing the ball off of the Rough Rider defender and getting the ball back for Alton.
5:57 to go. First quarter. 2-0 Redbirds. Scruggs down low to Bradley. Quick turnaround off the rim and no good. Rebound Roosevelt. Dribble off a leg there, but they still control it. Rough Riders into the front court, into the lane, up and in. Sophomore Ronnie Chapman with a little scoop shot.
Yeah, what a great drive there by Chapman. Right down the paint, down the middle, and a nice little runner.
2-2 game, 5:30 to go. First quarter, live from Alton High School. Lumpkins back out high. Here's Scruggs, and a blocking foul is going to be called. He got a step there. And that one's on Lovejoy, and both of their big boys now with 2 fouls each.
Yeah, they didn't want to start this way, that's for sure. Now they're in foul trouble, not even 2 minutes into the game here.
And now Lumpkins will throw it in under the Alton basket. We're going to have another sub here. Roosevelt bringing Montel Williams, number 11, into the game, and he comes in for Lovejoy, who has 2 fouls. Now into Bradley, quickly, glass, no, didn't get it over the rim there, didn't have a chance to go in. Back the other way, it's an Alton foul, reach in there at the top of the key, and that foul's going to go on number 2, Knight, Montanez Knight reaching in.
Just a little bit too aggressive there by Knight. He was doing a good job staying in front of the defender, and he got a little bit too aggressive reaching in for the ball.
Redbird's going to make a substitution here in a couple of minutes, it appears. Parker got up, but now he's sitting back down as they called his number for a moment there, but Coach Lane Bennett says not yet. Getting ready to take his warm-up off, but here's Roosevelt into the lane, blocked away by McDouglar. That long wingspan again by McDouglar, and he lost a step on his man, but he made up for it and blocked it out.
Yeah, you touched on it before the game, Brent, with that wingspan, and McDouglar did an excellent job blocking that ball out of bounds. It looked like it was going to be a sure layup there for Deontay Harris.
Harris had a step, but McDouglar made up some ground, mostly in the air. 3 minutes gone in the game. We're dipping under 5 minutes to go. First quarter, 2-2 ball game. First game, Belleville East beat Vashon. Right elbow shot missed there by Harris. Number 3, and back the other way. Finger roll up and in for McDouglar.
It looked like no defender for the Rough Riders wanted to stand in front of McDouglar there and try to take that charge. They let him just go straight down the lane and roll the ball in.
4:24 to go first quarter. Now Redbirds with 2 players at the scorer's table. There's a steal. Here comes Bradley the other way. Tried for the slam, but it's knocked away, and a foul as he went high over the rim, but fouled down low by Chapman.
Probably a good foul there by Chapman, as Bradley was sure getting ready to slam that down and get this stadium here rocking. He came in there, got a little body on him just enough to throw the dunk out.
And Redbirds bring a sub in. Well, Parker was at the scorer's table, but now it's only Tony Covington, so he may be checking in for Bradley. We'll see after the free throw. Bradley shooting with the Redbirds up 4-2. First free throw good, 5-2. And here comes Covington in for Knight, so they switch guards, and Bradley with another free throw coming.
Well, that was a good time for Alton to work the ball inside of these big men with the 2 big boys for Roosevelt on the bench in foul trouble, and that's exactly what they've been doing with McDouglar and Bradley.
Bradley missed the second free throw. Roosevelt tips it around. Parker is at the scorer's table now. Big number 00, Tyrone Parker. Left wing shot, Chapman. He missed it. Rebound the other way quickly. Inside, Glass, good. Lumpkins with a great first step, and he finished it too.
Lumpkins did an excellent job keeping his body between the ball and the defender as he took it into the paint and laid it off the glass.
7-2, Alton High. Here's Chapman, top of the key. Looking, left side. He gives it up to Deontay Harris. Bump there by Covington, no call. Now the give is to Brandon Criss. Criss, number 1. Timeout. And it'll be 22nd timeout. 3:30 to go, and timeout for Roosevelt. They'll use one here, and Redbirds up 7-2, Brian.
Yeah, it was a good timeout there by the Coach Hall for Roosevelt. Things are starting to begin to get out of hand just a little bit. They're still only down 5. They're rushing their shots quite a bit down the other end. The guards are just kind of taking it in there and firing it up right away. And they're not showing any patience to run the offense. And I think Coach Hall's a little bit upset with the officiating to a certain extent, as his team has 5 team fouls already to just 1 for the Redbirds. I think he just wanted to calm his team down and see if he can't get back in this game a little bit. The Redbirds are looking very, very sharp here in the early going.
And the Redbirds will send Lumpkins back out there with Covington and McDouglar. Also Nick Becote. Becote, number 22, out there for the first time, along with Tyrone Parker. Lumpkins almost with a steal. Back the other way, though, it goes to Chapman, deep in the right corner. Now back out high and inside, ball knocked away. No, it's out of bounds off of Criss. Roosevelt lost it. Redbird ball.
Yeah, it looked like he was getting ready to dish it around Parker, and right about that time, the ball slipped out of his hand and turned it over to the Redbirds.
Here come the Redbirds, up 7-2, 5 minutes into the game. McDouglar to Lumpkins. Lumpkins, a ball fake. Out to Parker it goes. Tyrone gives the ball off, and here's Covington inside. A bump and a foul as he went to the front of the rim and got the contact once again. It's 35. Dante Hill with a foul.
Well, it looks like part of the Redbird strategy tonight is to take the ball right at the big men of Roosevelt. It hasn't mattered if it's the guards, the forwards, everybody. They are taking it right to the rack every time.
Covington misses the first free throw. He'll try again. Another lefty for Alton High. Roosevelt brings a wide body in there. Renee Falk, 6-foot junior into the game, but it's like a football player down there. Looks that way anyway. Free throw good for Covington.
Coach Hook might want to use him as an offensive guard. Speaking of Falk there.
Exactly. 8-2 with the free throw. Shot missed at the other end by Roosevelt at the top of the key. Here comes Lumpkins out of there with it. Lumpkins stop and go. Now he puts it on the rim and it rolls off the rim. No good.
Good job by Lumpkins taking it to the hole, but just didn't have anything going there. Should have dished it back out.
There's a turnover on Roosevelt. Harris turning the ball over. Palmed the ball there as he moved to the left wing, and now it's Alton ball, up 8-2 here. Redbirds with some good defense. They like keeping the other team, last year even, down in the 30s, 40s, maybe the 50s, and there's a turnover for Alton as they threw it to the right wing but did not connect.
Yeah, Nick Becote just checked into the game, number 22 for the Redbirds. Pass went right off his fingertips and out of bounds. Turnover to the Rough Riders.
Roosevelt High with the basketball, top of the key. And they set up the offense. Almost a steal for the Redbirds. 2:10 to go, first quarter. Alton with an 8-2 lead. There's a dump to Falk. He couldn't get it. Off of his fingertips. Back to McDouglar. He beat everybody down. Layup. Off the back iron. Rebound. Parker. Tyrone puts it up and in.
And that's what Parker's in the game for, Brent. Clean up the glass right there and put the ball back in the hoop, and that's exactly what he did. After a nice effort by McDouglar, rolled off the rim. The big 0-0 was there to put it back.
Inside, a miss there, but a foul on the way. It's Covington or Parker. It's the big man or the little man. I think it's Covington, number 5, with a foul. And that'll be his first and the team's second foul. 10-2 Redbirds. Roosevelt with free throws here. It's Brandon Criss at the line. Free throw, no good. He'll try again. McDougler out, Bradley in for the Redbirds.
Well, this is a tough spot for Roosevelt when you're trying to get back into a ball game. You really got to make those free throws. Not off to a good start there by Brandon Chris.
Montanez Knight into the game too, back into the game for Alton. There's another missed free throw, but they get the rebound, and Alton with another foul. And that can't happen. They need to block those Rough Riders out when they miss free throws, but they got the rebound.
Both teams seem to be doing an outstanding job on the offensive glass. Neither team doing as well on the defensive end and rebounding.
Roosevelt throwing it in. 1:40 to go. First quarter. There's a steal. Knight back the other way. Splits the defenders. Lays it in. Knight for two.
One more time for the Redbirds. The guard taking it down the lane all the way to the rack. Montanez Knight.
7 different Redbirds have scored here in the first quarter. 12-2. Another steal. Knight trying to pick it up. Kicked out by Alton. Touched last by the Redbirds, and it'll be Roosevelt ball.
Montanez Knight and Mikel Lumpkins are showing exactly what they can bring to the court every night. Their quickness, they've both been outstanding on the defensive end of the court. I'll tell you what, Brent, it should be a fun season watching those two play.
Townser checks in. Jaquale Townser for Alton High, number 21. Right wing, now to Falk it goes. Down inside over Parker. Missed it. Out of bounds off of Roosevelt. They tipped it out there. It's Monte Schneider just into the game, number 13, who tipped it out. Alton will bring it up. Covington out there with Knight, Bradley, Parker, and now Townser. Left side, Bradley has it. Bradley to Parker, free throw line. He's going to dribble on in over a double team. Missed it. Rebound, Redbirds. Back up and in. It goes in for Tony Bradley.
Tony Bradley crashing those offensive boards and getting an easy 2 points there for the Redbirds.
And tipped out of bounds as the Redbirds turn up the pressure on the D, and the defense has allowed just 2 points. We're at 14-2, Alton High. 30 seconds left, first quarter. Schneider with the dribble, and he drives on Knight. There's a pick out high. Gives it out to Williams, number 11. Williams driving on Townser for a moment. Hands it off to Harris. 3 ball off the rim. Rebound goes the other way. 10 seconds left. Redbirds 2-on-1. Finger roll, no good off the glass. Rebound, Bradley had a finger on it, but it's back to Roosevelt. 1 second left, and they turn it over. They throw it out of bounds at the buzzer, and that's the end of the first quarter at Alton High School for this Redbird Tip-Off Classic. It's all Redbirds after 1 quarter. 14-2 over Roosevelt High from St. Louis. You're listening to 1570 Radio Sports.
You've worked hard to get where you are, to achieve your goals. And that's why we'll work just as hard to help make sure all you've built has the right protection. As a local independent agent, we can design an insurance program that's just right for you and your family, providing safe, sound, secure protection with Auto Owners Insurance, the no-problem people.
See Macias Insurance Agency on West Delmar Avenue in Godfrey.
Hi, George Weber. Here's 3 more great reasons to visit Weber Chevrolet this fall. Number 1, product. Chevrolet has the best lineup of vehicles in the market today. Cobalt, Malibu, Impala, Silverado, Traverse, Equinox. Reason number 2, the deals. Right now, we have extra incentives and aggressive pricing on all of our units, resulting in huge savings. Number 3, your trade-in. After Cash for Clunkers, we were forced to crush so many of our trades that our pre-owned inventory needs some help. Your used vehicle has never been worth more.
Welcome back to Alton High with Brian Lewis. Brent Berkland back with you here, and game 1 earlier tonight, again going to Belleville East over Vashon by 6 points. Redbirds, after 1 quarter, leading 14-2 over Roosevelt. Alton ball to start the second quarter.
Excellent first quarter there by the Redbirds. They were tough on the defensive end. They were strong on the offensive end. Good all-around play so far by Alton.
Roosevelt going to a zone, so the Redbirds going backdoor. Alley-oop. Jam time for McDouglar. He threw it down from Lumpkins.
And as you can tell by the sound of the crowd, that's how outstanding that play looked. Nobody was expecting that. He went backdoor. McDouglar leaped over everybody.
McDouglar again. Layup good. A steal. And the left-handed layup for Levon McDouglar.
I think you're going to see McDouglar and the rest of the front line really start to take over.
18-2 inside. Glass, no. Bradley clears the rebound to McDouglar again. Jam time again. McDouglar with another slam dunk on the break.
Levon McDouglar just putting on a show out here this evening. It looks like the NBA dunk contest out here. That's 3 times now he's gone up.
7:03 to go, second quarter. And on the break, the Redbirds will pick up a foul there as they tried for the steal again. Bradley with a foul. And McDouglar with back-to-back-to-back 3 quick buckets. 20-2 Redbirds, and the fans getting up out of their seats for sure. Roosevelt ball, 7 minutes to go, second quarter. Redbirds and Carbondale Wednesday night. Right elbow jumper good by Harris.
That's about the 4th or 5th time Deontay Harris has made that move and taken that jumper from the elbow, but it's the first time he's knocked it down.
And a long time between buckets for Roosevelt. 20-4 now, and there's a steal. 2-on-1 if they hurry. Layup is no good. Tipped up and in, though, as their big man, Hatton, is back in, and he tipped it in.
Yeah, great job following up the play there, Hatton. Not just expecting his man to make it.
Inside Lumpkins to Bradley, and he had an open layup, but he wasn't expecting the pass. He lost it. Turnover. Here's Roosevelt. A travel on the right wing. Dorian Scruggs back in with the defense there, but sliding down is Harris with a turnover.
Yeah, that's last time down the court for the Redbirds. That's exactly what happened. As you mentioned, Bradley was not expecting that pass. It was such a great pass from Lumpkins. The only one on the court that knew it was coming was McKell himself.
6:17 to go, first half. Live from Alton High School Gymnasium. Big crowd making some noise here early as the Redbirds lead it 20-6. And they have the ball back again. It was 14-2 after one quarter. Roosevelt will be back at it Wednesday night, too. They'll play Belleville East. Here's Bradley. Man on his back, and a turnaround and a foul as he had a mismatch there as the guard, Harris, at 5'10", was trying to guard Bradley, and Harris will get the foul.
Redbirds did a nice job of recognizing the mismatch out there, getting the ball to the man, and drawing the foul. Now he'll go to the line. I believe it'll be 1-1.
Bradley 1 for 2 in the game from the line. And with 6:06 to go, his free throw no good. 1-1, and he missed the front end. So he's 1 for 3 from the line. Free throw line jumper the other way, no good. Rebound Hatton again, stripped away by Lumpkins. Lumpkins, long pass to Knight. He's all alone, and he lays it in.
That Redbird defense just doesn't let up. You think he got the ball back from him, and they take it right away. Right down the court on a fast break and an easy layup.
22-6 in favor of the Redbirds. Long pass stolen away on the press. Lumpkins up and good. Finger roll in for McKell Lumpkins.
Once again, a guard from Alton High showing his quickness, stealing the ball and taking it to the rack.
24-6. There's another steal. Montanez Knight, long pass, this time Scruggs. He lays it in. Timeout, and the Redbirds on the run here. They lead it 26-6. It's a full timeout for Roosevelt. We'll take a break too from Alton High. 20-point lead in the second quarter for Alton High. You're listening to 1570 Radio Sports.
There's a long pass, and looks like it's going to be overthrown. Oh, the receiver dashes under the ball and makes the catch. Touchdown!
Where did he get that extra burst of speed? That off-season training really paid off.
Alton Memorial Hospital's Human Motion Institute Sports Performance helps athletes maximize their potential and improve their game. With sports performance training, you'll leap higher, run faster, and throw farther. Learn more at altonmemorialhospital.org. Human Motion Institute Sports Performance, building better athletes.
Compare a well-equipped Lexus ES to a well-equipped Buick LaCrosse. Get inside each and see what you find. If perfection is what you pursue, this might just change your course. Meet the new class of world class. The 2010 LaCrosse from Buick. May the best car win.
With you, 5:12 to go, second quarter. Redbirds on the run here. They're on the loose, and they lead it 26-6. They come out in their season opener flying high, the Redbirds.
Well, I tell you what, if you're sitting at home listening to this on the radio, you are sure missing a show out here tonight. This has been an amazing first quarter and 2 minutes for the Alton Redbirds, up by 20. Outstanding defense. They're full court pressing. The guards are stealing everything. McDouglar's putting on a dunking expedition. Bradley's cleaning up the glass. Parker's cleaning up the glass. I mean, just every young man that's been out there on the court for the Redbirds has played outstanding through the first 10 minutes of this game.
And again, you look at their roster on paper, it gets you excited about the season with all these players coming back. They have some rebounders, they have the quick guards, they seem to have the whole package, although, you know, when you talk about the Southwestern Conference, that's a different story every year, but it gets you excited about the winter season, which is just getting underway tonight. 5 minutes to go as Roosevelt sets up the offense. Brandon Chris, number 1, and a touch foul out there. Covington will be charged with his second foul, fifth team foul on the Redbirds now. 26-6. Redbirds by 20. Second quarter. Spin move, turnaround, no good. Hatton with a follow, blocked by Bradley, blocked again. Third time, no, he laid it up and in.
As outstanding as Bradley's defense was there, getting 2 blocks in a row, you got to give Hatton credit. He just stayed with it, and on the third time he was able to put it back in.
And Roosevelt with a quick foul on the inbounds, it looks like. I would think one of those blocks would have to be called a jump ball, but they let play go on. 2 blocks underneath there, and now Lumpkins at the other end at the free throw line, and he puts it up and in. Lumpkins now with 5 points. McDouglar with 8. Missed the second free throw though, 1 out of 2.
Yeah, that second one came out Lumpkins' hand just a little flat.
Lumpkins with a steal. He'll lay it up. No, it's an alley-oop and a missed dunk, but it pops up into the air and falls in anyway for McDouglar.
That's how good things are going for LaVon McDouglar this evening. It looked like he didn't expect the alley-oop there at first.
Here's a pass to McDouglar again, but goes right back to Covington. Now to Scruggs, but it's stolen away. Back the other way. Finger roll, rolls off the rim. Hatton, no. And now the other way, the Redbirds, 2-on-1. Alley-oop again. McDouglar can't get it. Foul on the Redbirds, though. And the Redbirds are going to be charged with a foul there. Some running and gunning, and Coach Lane Bennett going to settle his players down and get back to the basics as 4 new players come in.
Yeah, that foul was on Tony Covington, and I believe that's his 3rd foul. And Coach Bennett did not take Tony out of the game. He's going to let him stay out there and play with 3 fouls.
He's the only one that stayed on the floor. Covington in, along with Parker. Number 12 into the game for Alton. B.J. Campbell, new player for Alton.
You know, on some of those exchanges there, the last minute or so of the game, Lumpkin showed you how he's a true point guard. He had wide open shots that he was passing up in order to try and get the alley-oop in there to McDougler.
B-Coat back in, number 22. Also back in, Townser number 21. Along with Parker and Covington for Alton. They lead it 29-8. Into the right corner it goes for Roosevelt. Down low to Hatton. Foul Parker as Hatton got Parker on his hip there. And Parker will be charged with his first foul of the night.
That'll be something as the season goes on that I'm sure Coach Bennett will be on Tyrone Parker about, is his foul. He's done a good job so far, not getting into any foul trouble, but they're going to need him, even if he is coming off the bench as this season goes on. They're going to need him big time.
Hatton hits the free throw. He's got 5 points all in the second quarter. A couple of layups and now a free throw. And another free throw. Good. He made them both.
Well, Hatton's showing you why getting those 2 quick fouls in the first minute of the game and having him go to the bench was so crucial for Roosevelt.
29-10 now. Roosevelt finally gets into double digits here at 3:35 to go, second quarter. Traveling called on Covington as he lost the handle on a double team that came there from the Rough Riders.
Yeah, Covington got a little bit of a bump from behind, and it's just enough to, wasn't hard enough to get a foul call that traveled him off.
3:25 to go, and backdoor to Hatton. Good help defense there by Townser. Knocked it out of bounds.
Yeah, excellent help there by Jaquel Townser as he was able to reach that ball, tip it right out.
3:23 until halftime now, and before they throw it in, they'll try to break up the scrum there in the free throw lane and try to make some room for both teams as they shuttle in and out there and bump chests back and forth, and there's no room at all.
Looks like it's Maurice Lovejoy who's getting a little bit of a stern talking to from the official.
They throw it in quickly to Harris. Lean in from the baseline. Missed it. Hatton has the rebound. He lost it though. Parker tipped it to Covington. Covington on the move. He threw it left wing and it went right through the hands of number 22, B-Coat, who maybe not ready for the pass, but too hot to handle.
Yeah, it was a nice pass by Covington that just went right off the fingertips of B-Coat again. That's twice we've seen that happen to the young number 22.
They kick it to the top of the key. Left elbow, shot missed. Rebound, Townser tipped it to Covington. Covington brings it up the floor, under 3 minutes to go, second quarter. Alton with a 19-point lead, 29-10. Tyrone Parker inside, double team, stripped away, but out of bounds it goes. Alton ball.
It was a good job there by Deontay Harris of Roosevelt, stripping that ball from Tyrone Parker. Just a little bit of bad luck as it rolled out of bounds.
Deontay Harris, number 3, has been around the ball on both ends of the floor. Good hustle for Roosevelt. Throw it into Parker quickly, finger roll. Nope, rolled off the rim, and after Falk grabbed the rebound, Alton will grab a foul, and that'll be their 8th team foul, it looks like.
You know, that's one there where I'm sure Coach Bennett's probably wanting Parker to use the glass. As he could have gone up just a little bit stronger and used that backboard, he definitely would have had it. He tried to just put it over the front of the rim and bounced it off.
Campbell for Alton with his first foul. Falk goes to the other end at the free throw line. Big number 33 at the line. Free throw is good, 29-11. He'll have another. Second free throw coming up. 2:34 remaining, second quarter. Missed it. Parker clears it. Alton ball. 29-11. Inside, Covington. Off balance, missed it. Followed up and in. Tyrone Parker for 2.
Tyrone Parker just out there doing his job, letting the guards take it in and cleaning up the mess.
Inside, Hatton quickly under there, leans in and rolls it in. Over Parker, Hatton, a tough 2 there. And a whistle. Tipped out of bounds with 2:05 to go. Alton will throw it back in.
Bernard Hatton's been a very strong player tonight for Roosevelt. The lone bright spot so far tonight.
And some pushing again, bumping before they throw it in, and referee talks to Covington and talks to Brandon Chris as they battle there. Covington will bring it up the floor. 2 minutes to go till halftime. Over the timeline to Parker. Parker hands it back to Covington. Covington between the circles, gives left side. Now it's Townser with it. Back to the top, and Parker, number 00. Left wing, Townser fakes a three inside, and a blocking foul as Chris was not set there, and Townser had a little bit of room on the baseline. That's a blocking foul.
Jaquel Townser showing a strong move to the hole there as he pump faked out of the three-point line, drove right around his man and took it strong and drew the foul. I'm liking what I'm seeing out of the sophomore Townser.
Skying through the air too on that one.
He looks similar to McDouglar on that play.
Free throw rattles in. It's good. 32-13. Alton. Townser with another.
And Townser's just an example of what we were talking about beforehand on trying to get a few of these younger guys in at the right times, and this would be a good spot for him to get some minutes.
Missed it, but got his own rebound. Missed the free throw. Parker gives it outside, but an extra step at the three-point line by Campbell. He traveled.
That's one there. B.J. Campbell just needs to take that jump shot. He was wide open at the top of the key after a great hustle play by Townser to get his own rebound. Throws it into Parker. Parker kicks it right back out for an open jumper, and Campbell decided to pass it up and take it in.
Now for the Redbirds, Shane Matthews into the game, number 13. Also, Aaron Vaughn, number 1, into the game. As Alton clearing their bench here with this big lead before halftime. 3 ball going up. Missed it. Roosevelt no good, and over the top of the backboard, out of bounds. It's Alton ball, 1:10 to go, second quarter.
You know, for most of the second quarter, Roosevelt's just been one shot and back down on defense. They're not hitting the offensive glass near as hard as they were in the first quarter.
Redbirds up the floor. Campbell lost his footing, double team, but gives it away to Vaughn. Now Matthews to Townser. Townser lost it on a double team. Turnover, back the other way. Roosevelt. Here's Harris in traffic. Glass, no. Hatton with a follow, and he's fouled under there. Hatton with an offensive rebound. A foul's going to go on Vaughn, maybe, number 1.
Yeah, I believe it's on Aaron Vaughn. He looked like he got the arm of Hatton as Hatton was trying to go up.
There's Hatton again, very active. 8 points in this second quarter. Missed the free throw this time. He's 2 out of 3 now.
Alton High is playing so well that you can't say one person for Roosevelt would make the difference, but you got to wonder what the score would be had Hatton been able to play that first quarter.
2 very quick fouls, and Lovejoy had a couple as well early. Hatton hits the second free throw, so 9 points all in this second quarter for him. And it's 32-14. Matthews into the front court, bounces to Parker, reverse layup, blocked away on a double team. Roosevelt back the other way.
That's one there where you'd like to see Parker just go strong.
3 ball is an air ball. Parker rips it out of there. Rebound Parker. Here come the Redbirds again. Campbell to Parker. Outside the three-point line. He'll back it up. 20 seconds left. Let's wait for the last shot, says Lane Bennett. 1 shot is the call. Here's Matthews. Back to Parker. Fakes a 3. Free throw line. Missed it. Rebound Roosevelt. 5 seconds left. Back to the top of the key. 3 the other way. Nope. Off the rim, and he missed it. Harris missed it for the Rough Riders, and it is halftime here at Alton High School. And the Redbirds take a big lead into the locker room. 32-14 over Roosevelt High. Back with halftime. After this, you're listening to 1570 Radio Sports.
Hi. so we'll retire to the mountains.
Oh, but I love the ocean.
There are places you want to get to in life, like retirement. And now your State Farm agent can help guide you with the free State Farm Insurance and Financial Review to prioritize your needs and help you plan a roadmap for your financial future.
Come on, nothing beats pine trees.
Except for palm trees.
Call and schedule yours today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Contact Tom Lane to lay out your roadmap to retirement today at 377-8912 across from Gino's 140 Club in Bethalto.
Hi, George Weber. Here's 3 more great reasons to visit Weber Chevrolet this fall. Number 1, product. Chevrolet has the best lineup of vehicles in the market today. Cobalt, Malibu, Impala, Silverado, Traverse, Equinox. Reason number 2, the deals. Right now, we have extra incentives and aggressive pricing on all of our units, resulting in huge savings. Number 3, your trade-in. After Cash for Clunkers, we were forced to crush so many of our trades that our pre-owned inventory needs some help. Your used vehicle has never been worth more.
The more your life changes, the more your insurance needs change. I'm Gerard Fisher of American Family Insurance. In just minutes, I can conduct a free personal insurance review to help you determine how much and what type of coverage is right for you, with no costly gaps or overlaps. Interested? Call me, Gerard Fisher of American Family Insurance, today at 466-7062.
American Family Insurance.
Everybody's saying buy American, but not me. I just want you to come drive American. Come out today and see for yourself. No one has a more impressive selection of vehicles than Ford. Whether it's a Focus, Fusion, Escape, Edge, F-150, or any other Ford product, no one can beat Ford's quality. Not Toyota, not Honda, not anybody.
Roberts Motors, your hometown dealer for over 60 years, just off Route 3 or Highway 67 in Alton, or at RiverBender.com.
Roosevelt from St. Louis taking on Alton High tonight. It's all Redbirds, 32-14. The Redbirds have been out of the locker room for 3 or 4 minutes. And just now, Roosevelt coming back on the floor, but there's only about a minute until we get to the third quarter.
Yeah, I'm sure Coach Hall of Roosevelt had plenty to say at halftime to his troops. The second quarter was a little better. They only got outscored by 6 points, but when you're down 14-2 at the end of the first quarter, you need a little bit better output than that. So I'm sure there was plenty of things he was dissecting in the locker room, going over. You know, he just wants these kids to finish strong in the second half, win or lose, wants them to get on a little bit more of a flow, carry that over to Wednesday as well. And from the other side, Alton, there probably wasn't a lot to talk about in there. You know, you don't want to go in there and tell them how great they were. You don't want to make their heads bigger than they already are. So I'm sure they just, cleaned up a couple things that they wanted to talk about, got them back out here to work on their shots. And once again, I got to compliment those beautiful platinum-colored shooting jerseys of the Alton Redbirds. They got the beautiful uniforms. I mean, the people of the Riverbend really need to get out and cheer this team on this year. Not only do they play hard, but they look great.
You got to look good, too. That's all part of it for sure. And Redbirds will be playing 4 games at home this week, but you can check them out throughout December, too, as we get ready for Southwestern Conference basketball. Not too far down the road, of course. And then at Christmas time, it'll be back to the Centralia Holiday Tournament. We'll see the Centralia Orphans and Coach Lee Bennett again during the holidays. And this year, for January, they're not going to Chatham-Glenwood anymore. At least last year was the last year in Chatham, because now they're going to go to a brand new Jerseyville January tournament. In the middle of January, they'll go to Jersey.
Well, that'll be interesting. I haven't seen the field yet for that Jerseyville tournament, but it'll be a good change of pace for Alton heading up that way. See some teams that they probably don't play very often or haven't played very often over the years, and see how they match up. But right now, let's get ready for this second half, and hopefully we see a lot more Redbird basketball.
Roosevelt with the orange to start here in the second half. 8 minutes on the clock, and here we go. Redbirds up 32-14. Right wing, they dump it into the corner, and it goes to Deontay Harris. Back out high to Brandon Chris. Chris and Harris play catch. Now it goes inside. Scruggs with a block in the lane. Now a steal by McDougler. McDougler tried to push it. Now he'll wait for a guard, and Lumpkins has it top of the key. Lumpkins driving in, left hand, Glass. He missed it. Got his own rebound, though. He hustled for it, gives it to McDougler, into Bradley. Bradley, no good, as his shot was changed by the defense. A double team coming to Bradley, too. Back the other way, left wing jumper, no good. Rebound inside, Lovejoy off the glass and good.
Nice job by Lovejoy getting the rebound there on the offensive end, putting it back for an easy 2.
His first 2 of the game. Lovejoy with some work underneath, offensive rebound. 1 minute into the third quarter. Scruggs inside, good, and 1. No, a travel. A travel is called. I think one official had a foul, the other one had a turnover.
I think everybody in the gym, the Roosevelt fans included, thought that was going to be a possible 3-point play, and then you look up and the ref's giving the travel indication. So I think there was only one person that saw travel out there on that play, Brent.
Coach Lane Bennett arguing with the official just a little bit, not much. Here's Chapman, free throw line. Glass, no. Scruggs with a rebound. He clears it. Scruggs to Lumpkins. Lumpkins will set up the offense. Gets a pick from Bradley. Free throw line jumper, good. Mikael Lumpkins has 7.
That's a part of Lumpkins' game we hadn't seen yet this evening. The mid-range jumpers. He looked very good from about 16 feet right there.
Little pull-up jumper for number 3, and back comes Roosevelt. Roosevelt Rough Riders. There's a foul at the free throw line as Brandon Chris was making a move into the lane. He was fouled there. It might be Bradley. It is his second foul.
Yeah, as you mentioned, a great job by Chris getting to the hoop there. Looked like there was no room for him to make a cut into the lane, but he sure did it and drew the foul.
First foul of the second half. And Roosevelt will throw it in. Back out between the circles it goes, and they'll set up the offense. Redbirds, as always, man-to-man defense. Lumpkins to the baseline, guarding his man, but a nice shot by Chapman as he got the shooter's roll and the shooter's touch for 2. Lumpkins the other way, lost it out of bounds, turnover, Roosevelt ball.
I don't know how much he really lost that or if he was passing that. It looked like he was trying to dish that off to Bradley underneath, but once again, the man underneath for Alton wasn't expecting the pass, as Lumpkins is showing some great passing skills out here this evening.
Roosevelt ball, Deontay Harris sets it up. Gives to Chapman. Chapman with a bounce underneath, knocked away. Lumpkins and McDougler team up for that steal. Lumpkins to McDougler. Right wing to Scruggs. Set shot for 3. Missed it. Air ball. Knight, though, saves it. No, he's on the inline, out of bounds. And 5:05 to go in the third quarter. And the Redbirds up 34-18.
Well, that was excellent effort there by Knight trying to get to that loose ball, but his last step before he jumped out of bounds to grab it was on the baseline.
Under 5 minutes to go now as Roosevelt sets it up. Ronnie Chapman to Deontay Harris. Harris, number 3, guarded by McDouglar. Gives it up to Chapman again. Lumpkins on him. And Roosevelt cannot penetrate the free throw line with that good Redbird defense right now. Here's Chapman again. Dumping it down to Hatton. Hatton outside the lane. Bradley drives him under the basket. Missed the shot. Rebound. Hatton again. Blocked away by the Redbirds, but they'll keep it at that end. Little turnaround in the paint. No. Scruggs with the rebound. Redbirds with some more D. Scruggs the other way. Missed it. Follow. Good. And a foul is called, but it's over the back. Bradley is going to be charged with a foul. The official that was at midcourt made the call, not the 2 under the basket.
Well, you can hear the boo birds coming from the crowd here. That was an excellent play by Tony Bradley going up for the putback, the nice soft touch on it. He didn't look to make that much contact with the man, but that's his 3rd personal foul on Tony Bradley.
4 minutes plus here in the 3rd quarter, so wipe off that basket. Now Knight comes back, makes the steal on the weak side. Knight to Lumpkins, 3-ball, good! Lumpkins with a 3.
Well, that's what Alton High is going to need, especially as they get into the Southwestern Conference schedule. They're going to need to show that jump shot from out there from long distance. They definitely have the inside game, and Lumpkins is showing they have a little bit of an outside game as well.
Now a foul away from the ball. There's Hatton again in the center circle with a moving screen, and that will be his 3rd foul.
I think if you're Coach Hall for Roosevelt, though, you got to leave him in the game. He's the only player you've got really playing out there right now, and I don't think you can afford to take him out, even though he has 3 fouls.
3:42 remaining, 3rd quarter. Alton leading 37-18. Here in the 3rd period, Knight with it. Montanez Knight to Bradley, top of the key. Good! Bradley thought about it a time or 2, and then he hit a 3.
You know, it looked like Bradley looked up and couldn't believe he was that wide open at the top of the key and said, well, if you're going to leave me this open, I'm going to go ahead and make it.
There's a steal by Knight. He's on his way, lays it up, and lays it in.
More outstanding defense by the guards of Alton High.
42-18. Roosevelt driving in again. Harris, free throw line, gets a step. Inside it goes, off the glass, and it goes in for Dante Hill. Hill gets that one to fall. That's his first 2. Alton ball up by 22 points, and here's Knight between the circles. Backs it up near the timeline. Now right wing to McDouglar. Back to Knight. Now to Lumpkins. Right elbow, Bradley. 1 dribble. Good. And 1 as Bradley with a quick first step. He'll try for 3.
So Bradley wasn't scared at all to take on Dante Hill there as he had him one-on-one. Dante Hill goes 6'6". Bradley only goes 6'3", but he took it right around him with a quick first step. Straight to the rack, and now he's going to go for 3.
Well, Bradley all of a sudden has 8 points. 10 for Lumpkins, 10 for McDouglar. Now Parker into the game. Checks in for McDouglar, so you have Bradley and Parker together with Scruggs, Lumpkins, and Knight. Here's Bradley for the free throw, 44-20. He missed the free throw. Rebound, Hatton for Roosevelt. 24-point lead. Roosevelt with a 3-ball. It's missed. Long rebound, Lumpkins. Lumpkins runs it down. Around 2 Roosevelt defenders. Now Parker with a pick to Scruggs for 3. Missed it. Rebound, Hatton once again.
Scruggs had the open shot, decided to take it, and it looked good coming out of his hand, but hit the front rim.
Covington looks like he's going to check in. Next stop, he's at the scorer's table. Scruggs with a steal out on the wing. Redbirds with another turnover. Here they come. Knight, top of the key. Guarded there by Monte Schneider. Schneider, number 13. Scruggs to the baseline, kicks it back out to Lumpkins. 1:35 remaining in the third quarter. Lumpkins inside, glass, good! Mikel Lumpkins to the glass.
You know, Lumpkins pulled that ball out as if they were going to kill some clock, and then once he pulled it out, he just had a quick first step around the guy guarding him, straight down the lane.
46-20. Redbirds inside, pass too far. Harris threw it over the head of two Roosevelt players under there. Here comes Covington into the game. And McDouglar back in. So it's Covington, McDouglar, Lumpkins, Parker, and Bradley out there for Coach Lane Bennett. Wearing the coat and tie, but it's coat and ties all the way for Steve Medford, Rory Fox, and Chris Scoggins too. A sharp-looking crew over there.
Looks like an NBA staff over there.
Coats and ties all the way around.
You got to admit, though, Rory Fox, Coach Fox looks the best of the four.
There's Bradley inside, fouled again on the right side of the basket. 58 seconds to go, third quarter, and Bradley is going to the line again. That's 3 fouls now on Hill, number 35. Here's Tony Bradley. Free throw, no, he's missed again. 1 out of 5.
Well, that particular one there, he just didn't get any legs into it. Didn't have enough strength into the shot.
1 for 5, now 2 for 6 as he made the second free throw. And he has 9 points in the game. Lumpkins leading the way, though. He's now up to 12. Steal, here's Bradley. Scoop, layup, missed. Rebound Roosevelt. 45 seconds left, third quarter. Rough Riders with the ball again. There's Lumpkins. Picked his pocket. Here he comes. Reverse layup. No. Follow. Missed. McDouglar couldn't handle the follow there. Back the other way. 3 ball from the corner is short. Rebound Schneider. Fouled by Covington. He reaches in for his 4th foul of the night.
Yeah, Tony Covington's given some nice minutes tonight to Coach Bennett and the Redbirds, but it's been a little bit too aggressive at times, and as you mentioned, he just picked up his 4th foul. It looks like he may be coming out of the game.
Townser in for Lumpkins. Lumpkins may have got a knee to the thigh or something, because limping a little bit, and maybe a cramp in his calf as he steps off the floor, and the ball knocked out of bounds. Turnover. Redbirds ball again as Roosevelt turns it over again. 15 seconds left. Now McDouglar for 3, and it's good. Right wing, Levon McDouglar with a 3 ball.
And McDouglar took a hand to the chest as he shot that, and the ref did not call a foul. Could have been a 4-point play try.
And after 3 quarters, 50-20 in favor of Alton. They lead Roosevelt by 30 with 8 minutes to go. Back with the 4th quarter after this. You're listening to 1570 Radio Sports.
There's a long pass, and looks like it's going to be overthrown. Oh, the receiver dashes under the ball and makes the catch. Touchdown!
Where did he get that extra burst of speed? That off-season training really paid off.
Alton Memorial Hospital's Human Motion Institute Sports Performance helps athletes maximize their potential and improve their game. With sports performance training, you'll leap higher, run faster, and throw farther. Learn more at altonmemorialhospital.org. Human Motion Institute Sports Performance, building better athletes.
You've worked hard to get where you are, to achieve your goals. And that's why we'll work just as hard to help make sure all you've built has the right protection. As a local independent agent, we can design an insurance program that's just right for you and your family, providing safe, sound, secure protection with Auto Owners Insurance, the no-problem people.
See Macias Insurance Agency on West Delmar Avenue in Godfrey.
The Alton Redbirds led 14-2 after one quarter. It was an 18-point lead at half, 32-14. And after three quarters here at Alton High, the Redbirds now up 50-20. Alton has had quarters tonight of 14, 18, and 18. Brian Lewis and Brent Berkland back with you. And Lou, the Redbirds just keep on coming tonight.
You know, when you think that they might slow down, or maybe they'll throw a ball or two out of bounds, or miss a couple shots, or, you know, their play might come down a little bit to allow Roosevelt to gain a little ground, it just hasn't happened. They started the game on fire, and they just keep getting hotter and hotter as it's going on. If this is any indication of what the kind of ball that the Alton Redbirds are going to play as the season goes on, it is going to be an outstanding season for the Alton High Redbirds.
Fourth quarter now. Couple of minutes after 9 o'clock, you're in tune to WBGZ Alton. And 8 minutes to go in the game as the Redbirds get ready here and bring to the floor Townser, Covington, Bradley, Parker, and McDouglar for the fourth quarter. 8 minutes on the clock, and here we go. Redbirds ball in a 50-20 ball game. Here's Bradley with it. Holds it high, gives to McDouglar. Back door, Bradley, up and in. McDouglar to Bradley for two.
We've seen Alton run that play about 4 or 5 times tonight, the little backdoor alley-oop pass. And that time it was Tony Bradley on the receiving end, putting it in for two.
Back the other way, it's Tyrone Jarman. Jarman, number 21. Shot missed. Rebound Covington. Alton ball. 30 seconds into the fourth quarter now. Covington, top of the key. Guarded by Schneider. Covington drives, kicks it to McDouglar. Three, no. Rebound, Parker grabs it to McDouglar. Layup, good.
And on that one possession there, McDouglar showing every aspect of his game. He took the three-pointer, he just missed. They got him the ball back, and then he drove the baseline, showed his athleticism, and put it in for two.
15 points for McDouglar. He has points in all 4 quarters. His big quarter was the second quarter when he scored 8, 4 buckets, a couple of slam dunks. 6:40 to go in the game. Schneider off the glass and in as he moved down the left side of the lane.
That was a nice move by Monty Schneider and a nice drive.
Steal and back the other way. Chapman will lay it up and in. 54-24 now.
Yeah, Covington just didn't look up in time, and before he looked up, Chapman picked his pocket and was going the other direction.
30-point lead, 6 minutes to go. Redbirds going to clear their bench again. Inside, spin move by Bradley down the lane, up and in.
He started from the left wing, drove to the free throw line, spin move right at the Southwest Conference logo, and then a finger roll by big number 23.
Redbirds going to clear their bench a time or two here. He's Coach Lane Bennett going all the way to the end of the bench. Here's a shot up and in by Chapman into the lane. A little running hook, and he's got 8 points.
You know, Ronnie Chapman, just a sophomore, has put in some fine minutes here for Roosevelt. He actually should, in my opinion, should be shooting the ball a little more.
Here's Parker, double team, spins away, missed it, follow, no, rebound Roosevelt. They're going to come back the other way. Lumpkin's going to come in a moment. Scruggs, maybe Knight. Here's a shot deep in the corner, 3-ball, no. McDouglar has the rebound. He clears it the other way. 5 minutes to go in the game. McDouglar down the side of the lane. Glass, he missed it. Rebound, Roosevelt. Hill gives to Schneider. Schneider bounces it down to Hatton. Too far for him and out of bounds. And here comes Knight, Lumpkins, and Scruggs.
Well, there's definitely a solid 8-man rotation that Coach Bennett has showed tonight. At least for this evening, all 8 of those young men have showed that they can play basketball here for the Alton Redbirds.
Some more Redbirds are going to get a chance to play here in a moment. Some more youngsters that we saw even in the first half a little bit. Lumpkins 3, nope, too short. Coach Lane Bennett looks at him and says, we don't need that shot. Here's a foul, free throw line with 4:49 to go in the game.
You know, as you mentioned, that was a shot Coach Bennett did not want Lumpkins to take, but it's so hard for a kid to be that wide open and pass up the shot.
Redbirds with a foul, and it's tipped out of bounds by Lumpkins, and Redbirds will still play defense down to our left. 56-26, Alton high by 30. Inside, a foul is called on Knight. Knight down into the basket.
Knight was doing a nice job staying in front of his man, beat him to the baseline, but then he reached in to try and get the ball and came across the arm for the foul.
Looks like his second foul of the game. 4:43 to go. Into Falk it goes, and now Bradley with a foul, and Redbirds up to 6 fouls now for the half.
I think that'll be Bradley's 4th foul there. He went up for the block. It was a nice job by Bernard Hatton getting him up in the air. Or excuse me, I'm sorry, that was Rennie Falk that got him up into the air and then jumped into him for the foul.
Falk 1 for 2 from the line. Hits a free throw here. He's now 2 out of 3. About 25 turnovers for Roosevelt tonight. Some forced, some unforced errors. 2 for 2 for Falk at the line. 56-28 now. Here's Knight, a running one-hander in the lane. He missed it on the fly. Rebound Roosevelt.
Knight looked like he was wanting to dish that ball the whole way, but the defense never came to him, so he hit the runner.
Right wing it goes. 3 ball goes. It goes in for Jarman, number 21. First 3 of the night for Roosevelt. Here's Lumpkins. Now right side. Montanez Knight. Now Tony Bradley to the baseline. Double team. 4 minutes to go in the game. The Redbirds with 5 new players going to the scorers table. They'll be in a moment. Here's Lumpkins first, though. Layup good. Glass and in for Lumpkins again.
Boy, and Lumpkins made Ronnie Chapman look like the sophomore that he is, as he made a move on him to the three-point line and went right around him, left him standing there looking for him.
Falk off the glass and in. Falk has 5 points in the game. Back the other way. Bradley's all alone. Missed it, though, underneath. Left it short. Now a foul in the backcourt on Knight. And that will be his 3rd foul. And now the subs will get to check in for the Redbirds. And 3:24 to go as Shane Matthews checks back in. Number 13. B. Coates back into the game. Devon Hart. Hart's number 11, his first time in. Corbin Newquist. Newquist, number 35, also into the game. And number 15, Vontae Campbell. 5 new Redbirds in there, and Campbell with a rebound as they miss the free throw.
Well, Vontae Campbell quickly showing you what he can do as he beat out Bernard Hatton for that rebound.
To the left wing it goes with 3 minutes left in the game. Out of bounds as Vico dribbled it on the inline there with 3:10 to go in the game. 58-33, Redbirds by 25. Into the front court, it's Chapman again. Ronnie Chapman for Roosevelt High School. Redbirds will start 1-0 and they'll play Carbondale Wednesday night, and the one thing you hear about Carbondale is great guard play, and they've got a couple of guards that are back this year, so that'll be an interesting and entertaining night on Wednesday.
Well, maybe we'll find out real quick into this season if Montanez Knight and Mikel Lumpkins match up against some of the better guards of the state.
Redbirds with a foul. And free throws for Hatton. No, he missed the front end of the 1-and-1. He's still got 9 points in the game, all in the second quarter. Right wing it goes to number 15, Vontae Campbell. He picked up the foul at the other end of the floor. Now Newquist has it to Matthews. The give on the wing to Hart. He missed the 3 ball from the right wing. Back comes Roosevelt. 2:22 left in the game. Underneath. Bounce comes out to Chapman. Left elbow. Nope. Barely drew iron there. Out of bounds. Redbirds ball.
All night long, we've seen Roosevelt's guards penetrate to that elbow and fire up shots, but they just have not been able to make those shots consistently.
Corbin Newquist, 6-foot junior, number 35, gives left side to Devon Hart, junior. Now they throw it away. Chapman the other way again. Glass, no. And Matthews with a rebound. He'll head the other way for Alton. Shane Matthews. Bounces it to the wing. 3 ball is up and in. That's a 3 for Vontae Campbell.
Vontae Campbell is trying to make a bid for more minutes as he's done a nice job getting the rebound, hitting the 3-pointer. And Vontae Campbell, number 15, getting into the scorebook for the Redbirds.
4 threes for the Redbirds, all in the second half. 3 for Roosevelt, no good. 61-33, Alton.
And another rebound there by Vontae Campbell.
They kick it to Newquist to the baseline. He dumps it off. The give and inside, no. Newquist will tip it up and in.
Newquist did a great job on the pass finding the man, and then after the miss by Becote, he was there to tip in the rebound.
Corbin Newquist makes it a 30-point game again. 63-33. And a reach-in foul there near the free throw line, and it's going to be Newquist with the foul. And we're under a minute to go in the game as the gymnasium is emptied out. We have about half the number of fans we had to start. Redbirds 63, Roosevelt 33. The Redbirds make some changes again. Vaughn, number 1, back in. B.J. Campbell, number 12, back in with 15. Vontae Campbell still in there with Newquist. Free throw missed. Rebound tipped around. It goes to Hart, number 11, and tipped out of his hands. Redbird ball. 49 seconds left in the game, and the Redbirds start 1-0. Belleville East with a win earlier tonight over Vashon, so they start 1-0 in this round-robin tournament. Redbirds last year were 2-2 in the tournament. Thanksgiving week. Redbirds hold it out high, and it's stolen away. Back the other way it comes. A foul, and almost a bucket, too. Vaughn will be charged with a foul, I believe. 2 number 1s going at it there. Vaughn fouling Brandon Chris.
Well, I think Aaron Vaughn realized he was a little bit careless with the basketball down there, and that was the reason it was stolen, and there was no way he was going to let Chris get that easy bucket.
24 seconds left. Free throw for Chris. Nope. He's 0 for 4 from the line. 24 ticks remaining. Missed them both and did not hit the rim. All it hit was the glass on the left there. And 24 seconds left. The Redbirds will kill the clock and win it maybe by this score of 63-33. We'll see. Nope, there's a foul in the backcourt. That's only team foul number 4, but it's a foul on Jarman, number 21.
They're still putting on the full court press here as Roosevelt, trying to keep that pressure defense going with just a few seconds to go.
20 seconds remaining. Alton to the timeline. It's Hart, number 11. Newquist, top of the key. It's stolen away, though. The other way, a foul and 1. Roosevelt will get a try for a 3-point play, and it's Jarman to the glass for 2.
Yeah, B.J. Campbell tried to knock that ball out of his hands before he was going up for the layup, but just couldn't quite get to it. Before he knew it, the young man was into his layup and he fouled him.
Free throw missed. Rebound Alton. And with 2 seconds left, the 3 ball is missed. And our final score tonight, the Redbirds win it 63-35 over Roosevelt. Back with the postgame from Alton High School in a moment. You're listening to 1570 Radio Sports.
RiverBender.com's live coverage of today's game is brought to you by Professional Independent Insurance Agents, Roberts Ford, the value store since 1949, Gerard Fisher, American Family Insurance, all your protection under one roof, Alton Memorial Hospital, the best health care close to home, Tom Lane State Farm, your good neighbor agent in the Riverbend, and Weber Granite City Chevrolet. Buy American.